Sunshine. Je m'appelle Botswana. Je m'appelle Botswana. Drizzle boys from ghettos compare themselves in and out of meadows hair. A similar stories to keeping the real boys found lurking around Geppetto's lair. Supreme masculinity or femininity, reminiscent feminine with seminine tranquility, can't even express the former Weeblo's comment I use about always being prepared to impress. BSA's caught in some mess. Too many had their body surface areas prepped is what I suggest. The BSA was amended just once like a little boy befriended to incorporate the provisions of the USA Patriot Act. Where was all the mothers claiming they matriarch act? Which requires all banks adopting some little kids' adrenochrome elites end up copping quicker than a snare and kicks dropping. A customer identification program as part of my BSA compliance would have made me go ham. Cunningly pulling out weaponry, a god nerd like me, that scout master would have found stunningly as me jumping up like he had background stunting he from nuts hit from a kick or a stunning knee. So it's good for that chapter to have not seen a stunning me. Where's your bank secrecy at? Reading between the lines has fundamental, much more than later in life, single space being fundamental. I run the pencil and apparently Samsung's Galaxy. One world by 1%, one has viewed as one fallacy, and then most ignored to maintain their salary. The homie wholly finds what's holy in a spirit proclaiming to being holy. In all actuality, this fuck even past a Canadian goalie. The trouble peak as one's granted power to double speak. Cracking the dome would only make Armstrong's face buzz as the bubble leak. Family structure of what is above and below has masquerading daughter, with the sun in the middle being doused by cascading water. The reason behind how powers that can't be parading slaughter, be escalating disorder. It's obvious you haven't used the common sense you were given to accumulate enough sense to make $1 worth living. It's obvious you haven't used the common sense you were given to accumulate enough sense to make $1 worth living. For any perceived ignorance, I'll offer an apology. For falling off as I surf the wave of technology. Burning bridges are seldom crossed like the waves of ruffles ridges. So with calculation right before each inflamed cinder singes, there's no adulation while I douse the flames and install metal hinges. As per situation, it's a way to satisfy nuances like late night binges. The lack of regard my personality's impact infringes is the level of which my career success impinges. Condensed sunlight comprises bodily structure, so the shine that illuminates can be an obstruction, bro. Man-made meddling can't dissuade peddling off the pants of that young instructor, though. Love out wasting time reviewing unblurred thought occur must be wrought with much perusing.
Because it's incorrect. What is incorrect? Well, nothing's got incorrect.
Not enough picking and choosing. It's obvious you haven't used the common sense you were given to accumulate enough sense to make $1 worth living. It's obvious you haven't used the common sense you were given to accumulate enough sense to make $1 worth living. Blanking, inkling hovers, mere figment shrug, imagination have pertinent thinking, drinking covers. Pure pigments love emancipation, jab certain stinking, linking lovers. Here ligaments of abdication, lap curtain pull close to cover the discover of hearing truth uncovered. You man being few, food being few, misleading human being school, disagreeing with being rude. Disclose rapidly, gradually, and misdiagnose being diagnosed rapidly, being beat in the street as riots of colorful people choose those predisposed graphically. 6G proposed lavishly amidst protest images of rioters being superimposed haphazardly. Sicknesses spread through drool, those not wearing masks with an anti-conformist attitude. Computers retooled, commuters carpooled, and apparently those imprisoned are schooled. Not from all the homeless people, all around the neighborhood's full. Too exposed too soon, being abused, fed lies spoon. Savagery enclosed, no patronage when patrons without aprons and stay in the crib like they're supposed. Societal quarters are all socially distanced. Societal quarters are all socially distanced or close to being closed. The borders, but the outlines of the Americas are driven by droves, unforgiven by drones. As often as you beef that eating pork has all taken by clones. And those praying for borders to remain immigrant opposed. North, Central, South, the will of the powerful dims the will that's proposed. Hope your name isn't listed down as a benefactor. Just know your melanin has always been a factor. For DNAancestry.com, been contractor, extractor of the X Factor, be a lemon pactor for distractor, medicinal term for melanin, Black Life Matter. Marvel, the Deadpool derivative of an X-Men character actor. Modern superheroes display athletic or alphabetic prowess. Sympathetic to energetic, magnetic, digest, aesthetic, process, etheric, progress of what comprises the inner of what the esoteric possess to manifest. Man, I confess, at first it lit up blue with an underline. The supposition of truth is that some soul has been undermined. In addition, no melanated being level is undermined. Push, pull some up, seeing the cush Jew come up, place bets. Always over undermine. This hidden treasure's not yours. It's about 33 limbs besides the undermine. Being the understatement that's been underlined, especially standing under a sign. Man's put asunder when undersigned. Always dropping next week while still under designed. Who's your jeans designer? Cannibalism. Freedom from the material world's not a statement that's minor. Freedom from the material world's not a statement that's minor. Or are you manufactured from some mountains near China? Cannibalism. A star buried them rocking a shiner after leaving some shriner. Or the result of being fixated upon household recliner. Animalism. The nags of spouses espouses the mold designer. Say, could anywhere under the sun house a cold reminder?
It's just like being pregnant. Everyone says congratulations, but nobody knows how many times you fucked.
Haywood surmised the Hannibal coin couldn't be an analogy with pics of Jesus. Unplanned Parenthood originated initial attack on thoughts of an unborn fetus. Romulus and Remus had as much on their agendas as NWO Oh, who and FEMA's war virus impede being blown out of proportion like ports of Hiroshima, your iris free, Osiris breathe. When Pharaoh versus Moses, desirous green, bears the pears, papyrus feed, get her done, gazing pond skies, waiting on something that reaches there's no one else. The CDC's got you concerned with the next person who sneezes. The second coming, more reckon humming, will fortify magnetosphere. Profess like Malcolm X, my magnetism magnetizes, and I'll bring Magneto near. Martin Lawrence, the footprint will leave a heel point like there was stiletto there. My own natural energy yields black magic to manipulate most electromagnetic fields. Magnetizing while fraternizing those mistaken NY shields. No tape calligraphy has many curves like the curves couples get when one suggests polygamy. That nigger's got some nerves. I knew what to say. I knew what to say. Je m'appelle Botswana. You haven't used the comment. Je m'appelle Botswana. You accumulate enough sense. Je m'appelle Botswana. Since you were given. Je m'appelle Botswana. Since you were given. Je m'appelle Botswana. Enough sense to make the dollar work.